Are you serious? Have you guys heard about this mass psychogenic illness up there in New York? And I have heard about it, and I've waited because I didn't know what was causing it, but obviously something's going on up there. Now let me read to you. This is mass psychogenic illness. It's about a dozen upstate New York girls that have been diagnosed with a psychogenic disorder. Does that make their symptoms any less real? Okay, let's just read. Last fall, when a dozen teenage girls in a single upstate New York high school developed a condition that looked like Tourette syndrome, complete with sudden verbal outbursts, uncontrollable arm motions, and tactical or facial tics. It seemed likely that a chemical toxin or an infectious agent was to blame, but none could be found. More recently, 3 other students at Leroy Junior Senior High School, including one boy, developed the same baffling condition, prompting parents to call in the big guns. Environmental activist and heroine of the Julia Roberts movie, Erin Brockovich, who has just stepped in to investigate possible environmental causes. Now, Brockovich's team said it would be 6 weeks before the test of the groundwater samples near the school could identify contamination. But in the meantime, doctors have already diagnosed most of the girls with a disorder called psychogenic illness, mass psychogenic illness, otherwise known as conversion disorder, or to us could be known as just mass hysteria. Now wait a minute, listen, can I just say, what? Are you serious? Mass hysteria? Now, I'm just going to ask a question. For what? Mass hysteria caused by what? Normally when I hear the word, and I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or any of those type of things, and I don't think we have to, I think we all know that already. But here's the deal. I don't know about you, but if something's going to cause mass hysteria, there has to be a reason to create the mass hysteria. There has to be a reason. You just don't have people start freaking out. Well, what's going on? Well, there's 12 girls up at this high school in New York, man. They're just all freaking out. They got mass hysteria. What caused it? Well, we don't know. None of them got scared. Nobody's seen a crucifix flying at them or anything like that. It was just, they just started freaking out and started cussing and throwing arms around and ticking and all that. What's going on? I tell you right now, something's going on, and it's not mass hysteria. Now, let's move on. Mass psychogenic illness is thought to be triggered by stress. Like they're the only 12 high school teenage girls in America that's got stress. What? What about the parents? If it was caused by stress, every parent of a teenage kid would all be freaking out with mass hysteria. Okay, so come on, guys. Let's get this right. Okay, mass psychogenic illness is thought to be triggered by stress or an emotional distress in response, for example, to reports of a chemical exposure. Now that it could be. Toxin or a virus. That's possible. The symptoms which can and have included everything from uncontrollable dancing, unstoppable laughter, fainting spells, to fits of meowing. So, look, there's this bunch of stuff going on. Now, here's my question. The condition may sound unlikely, but it is real. And it has in the past caused significant problems. That's if you're exposed to some type of chemical reactions. Now, here's something that you guys need to know. For example, after the terrorists released toxic gas in the Tokyo subway system in 1995, commuters fell ill with mass dizziness and nausea. But doctors found that more than 70% of the 5,500 people who sought help at hospitals for gas-related symptoms turned out not to have been significantly exposed. And that might be because they didn't want to pay for the lawsuit. I don't know. That's another question. Follow the money. Follow the money. You'll get a lot of answers. Similarly, though, strange smells in schools and businesses and factories have set off numerous outbreaks of fainting, nausea, cramps, in the absence of actual chemical dangers, and typically affecting only those who have seen other affected people. Again, can I speak about that? in other words, these are people who have seen that other people's been affected. Thus, they feel the same symptoms coming on them, and they react with those symptoms. I can see that happening, and guess what? That would be mass hysteria. But guess what? That is because there's a reason. Something caused the mass hysteria. Not just it happened. Well, what are they stressed out about? What event took place that caused these 12 girls in this high school and one boy to all of a sudden come into this crazy symptoms? There is no event. So there's something else going on. And I think that maybe Erin Brockovich and her people will begin to dig deep, 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 deep into the records and the archives of the surrounding area. Has there been some type of chemical spill? Has there been some type of seepage somewhere from some plant into the water system? Is there something in the airborne? Are we getting after effects from radiation from Japan? Who knows? But if that was true, then why? Or is there just a weird virus that's spreading? It started with one person. It's slowly spreading on contact among the students. I mean, we don't know. But to just to step back and say it's psychogenic. It's psychogenic condition. In other words, it's just mass psychogenic condition. These girls are just all hormonal and they're all freaking out and it just relaxes. That's just wrong. You just don't dismiss that, okay? You just don't dismiss that. So let's continue to pray for the family members here. Pray for the girls that they are healed. Pray for the family members. Pray for the high school because now there's a concern going to be among the kids. Now there could be a concern of some type of mass psychogenic illness. But there's a reason that these girls are sick. There's no question. There's something in the water, in the air, in the food, in the land. There's something in the walls. I don't know what it is. Now, those of you who don't believe in demon spirits will struggle with what I'm going to tell you. But the devil, this is something you can't rule out. And that's a spiritual phenomenon there in the school, where Satan himself, using his demon spirits, are afflicting these young ladies and playing with their minds. And besides testing the water and testing the land and testing the food at the cafeteria and the air, what other spiritual significant events have taken place in that area? What other situations? Is there any witchcraft? Not among those girls. I'm not accusing any of them. But is there any demonic activity in the area, in the community? Is there some type of attack going on? You might say, oh, here we go. No, listen to me. Satan's real, and he does attack people. It's just he can't defeat the power of the blood of Jesus Christ. And so the shield of faith is so important to fight off all the fiery darts of the devil. Why would it say that if there wasn't going to be some fiery darts? The problem with America is we've thrown the Bible out of the school. We've taken prayer out of the school. We've taken every symbol of even the manger scenes, every symbol of God's power out of our school systems. And then we wonder when strange occurrences. We wonder why boys can show up in Columbine High School with machine guns and mow people down. We wonder why the Virginia Tech killer can slaughter 32 people in Virginia Tech. We wonder why there's constant gang violence is on the rise. We wonder why our Sunday school classes are empty and our prisons are overflowing. Nobody wants to look at it from that perspective. But I'm here to tell you that God said, greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. So we have the power over the sin, sickness, and any type of affliction that would come upon God's people. Now, you might be watching right now and you're not saved. I want to explain to you, wild and rare occurrences are going to continue around the globe as we get closer and closer and closer to the second coming of Jesus Christ. And there is something biblically going on, folks, with the signs of the second coming of Christ. There are going to be diseases, earthquakes in divers places, wars, rumors of wars, famines and pestilence. These things are going to happen. There are going to be supernatural phenomenons taking place. Satan is going to show his power, and the Antichrist is in the verge of rising soon. You need to give your life to Jesus. You can send me a personal message right here. Title it, I want to be saved. I want to be saved.